Thank you for double-clicking your mouse tonight. You're listening to the Midnight Frightcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Midnight Frightcast episode number 18. I am one of your hosts, Josh. Patrick's already turning me down, I can see it.
At least he's not turning you on.
Yeah, oh well, it's a little bit of both. To my right, as always, is our friend Gregory Gale.
The movie guy.
The movie guy.
You also did the right hand thing just to make sure.
I did use my hand as opposed to my feet.
We're grateful for that.
Yep.
Wow.
And across the table from me, as usual, is Patrick,
Hey, everybody.
who is burnt out.
I am wiped out, guys. I am.
Josh, do we want to take bets on when Patrick's going to fall asleep on the podcast tonight?
I mean, I hope nobody falls asleep on the podcast.
You know-
That's just, I mean, I know the energy's kind of low, but
It's the
come
weirdest thing, like I get up really early. I go out and start doing all that work crap. And then I get home, and for some reason, I'm just super wired, and I can't get to sleep till like 1 o'clock in the morning. I hate that.
But you're tired all day?
But you're tired all day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
know exactly how it goes. So yeah, we got quite a few things to talk about tonight. So we should maybe fire them off and get started. As usual, we are going to start with what have we been watching? Who wants to start?
I will start because I probably have the fewest.
Cool.
Haven't really had much time to watch anything, but like I said, in those hours where after I come home 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock in the morning, I usually flip over to Netflix or Hulu, and I just finished Handmaid's Tale on Hulu.
How was that?
I really enjoyed it.
I want to watch that.
Quite a bit. It deserved every Emmy it got.
Is that like dark? Is it horror or?
It's not horror, but it is definitely dark.
Okay.
I mean, it's based on the book. And I don't know if you ever saw the original movie with Robert Duvall, and I thought that was pretty twisted when I saw that one. I've never read the book, but it takes place in the future when the religious right has taken over the nation and have basically put women in their place, that women have no rights.
Yeah.
But also something has happened that has made women pretty much sterile. So the handmaids are women who are able to have children, and they are...
that should be fun.
They are basically whored out.
Cool.
Yeah, so...
I think I'll check that out.
But
Sounds
all,
like my cup of tea.
yeah, but all on the base of religion. So, and then the other thing is just it's playing in the background, but it always makes me laugh is The Office.
Oh yeah.
As in the Michael Scott Office?
The Michael Scott Office.
I fucking love that show.
But you know what? I've got to say that the British version is just as funny.
I've tried to watch the British version, and I need to like sit down and just force myself because the first episode is rough for me to get through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of British humor.
I don't understand it at all. I just don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
think-
It's so dry.
Yeah.
I think that with the American version, I think the guy who plays Michael Scott,
Oh, Steve Carell.
Steve Carell, thank you. My brain is not going to work at all tonight,
Cool.
guys, so you're going to have to help me out. I think Steve Carell does a really, really good job of making you feel uncomfortable, but Ricky Gervais is the master at making you feel uncomfortable with the things he does and says and that.
Now
So
that-
if you can get past the first one,
That first episode is pretty much shot for shot, joke for joke. Like
Yes.
it's the exact,
That part I do remember.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
right? Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
And they do take things later on, bits and pieces there. I mean, because the UK Office, that was only maybe 18 episodes at the most, because they only did
really?
2 seasons of
Yeah.
it, and their seasons are like 9 shows, 8 shows, something like that. So they had 2 seasons, and then they did the Christmas follow up, which was really cool because things happen. But then like this past year, Ricky Gervais filmed where his character is now 10 years after.
Did he ever?
Oh, was that the one where he's like a rock star now, or he's doing
Yeah.
like
Well,
music?
he's
a
trying
musical.
to, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hadn't watched it, but I've seen
Yeah.
this synopsis of it.
Yeah.
Did Ricky Gervais ever cameo and come over to the American version?
He
He
did.
did in the final episode or the
No.
It was close to the end because people were wondering if he was going to take over for. Oh, it was when Michael Scott left.
He was when he's getting ready to leave because there's a
That's
scene
right.
at the very beginning
Yeah.
where he bumps into Ricky Gervais on an elevator, and they go back and forth with their characters and their awkward comedic stuff.
Yeah.
And then Ricky Gervais, I think his name is David Brent,
Yeah.
asks him, "Hey, you got any openings?" And Michael Scott has to turn him down.
That's kind of cool. Though.
Which it was kind of it was a neat little nod how
Yeah.
they did that. So, and I so much more wish they would have brought Ricky Gervais in more than Will Ferrell, because Will Ferrell, I
Right.
wanted to deck him in the
Yeah.
fucking face.
Yeah. No, when Steve Carell left the show, I think that they knew it was going, that it was done. It was ending.
I had called when they said when Steve Carell made his exit announcement. I knew it was going to be 1 or 2 more seasons, and that they were going to be nothing compared to what they were. And
Right.
That 7th or that 8th season was just atrocious.
And Dwight never got his spinoff. He was supposed to. They were in negotiations for a spinoff for Dwight Schrute.
That's Rainn Wilson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went on though to do. He's done like quite.
He's
a few
he's been
He's
busy.
done movies and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
They did. I think they tested the pilot in the actual Office series, where his grandmother, his aunt, dies, and she wills them her farm. I don't know if you remember. It was like one of the last few episodes of the.
So it was
the
in
9th
addition
season.
to the beet farm they already had. Oh, okay.
It was like 3 times the size of the beet farm that they had.
All right.
And that was supposed to be the pilot episode of what was going to be called The Farm.
Oh, okay.
Where you meet Dwight's brother, his sister, his nephew. And I thought it was entertaining. I mean, I think it would have done well for maybe 1 or 2 seasons, but maybe it was for the best that they put the kibosh on it.
Yeah. So that's pretty much for me. Those 2 shows. Also, maybe a couple episodes of Rick and Morty.
Cool.
But
I'm gonna try to get through. I have 5, but I'll try to get through them really quick. Are we doing roundtable, or are we just gonna go through them really quick?
Well, Patrick went through them, so it would be kind of weird to bunk tradition.
Yeah, that's true.
So
you guys can do whatever you want. I'm going to
Well,
take a
let's
nap.
go back and forth, Greg.
Patrick's asleep. I win. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna start with a movie that is not horror, because I've been trying to consume less horror this month for next month. So there's a movie on Amazon Prime that I've seen before, but I really, really love it. It's super indie. It's called Good Dick, and it's got Jason Ritter and Mariana Palka in it, and she is the writer and director and the star of this movie.
And we all know Josh loves good dick.
Yes, I do. It's a fantastic movie. So it's about a girl that's a super shy, like introverted girl that goes into a old school like rental, like video rental store, and she only rents erotic videos. And Jason Ritter plays the store clerk, who kind of becomes like semi like obsessed with her, and like kind of finds a way to like make his way into her apartment and into her life. And
Not where I thought you were going with that.
She's got like dad issues. Like she doesn't hate guys, but like she doesn't trust guys. And so Jason Ritter's trying to like, his character's trying to get her to like kind of this is sound really bad. I'm gonna get smacked in the face for this one. He's trying to get her to kind of open up to the idea of
He's going to get smacked in the face with some good dick.
yeah. Anyway, I recommend checking out the movie. It's really good. It's not horror. It's like comedy drama, probably more drama, and it's super good. So
Patrick's looking at a picture of Jason Ritter. Is he any relation to the late great?
it's his son,
Really?
John Ritter's son.
That's
Excellent.
And that's exactly
Looks
why
just
I
like
was
him.
looking
I was
it
going
up.
to say, I'm looking
And
at the top
he-
picture. I was like, that's John Ritter.
You can totally see it in the eyes.
You can
know.
see it. He looks just like him. You can see it in the way he acts. You can see it in the way in a lot of his like mannerisms and stuff. It's John Ritter.
I'm going to make a proclamation, a guesstimation, a something-imation. Jason Ritter plays the John Ritter part in the 2nd chapter of It.
That would be kind of a cool.
That'd be interesting.
thing.
Yep.
That'd be kind of a cool idea.
Just saying.
he does a lot of like offbeat indie
Yeah.
comedy stuff. So, but that'd be a cool idea. It'd be kind of a cool thing to see.
I just side note on that. I saw that there was an article. They were in talks of who they were going to cast as Beverly, and they said Jessica Chastain, which I thought, oh yay, I'm okay with that.
I would be okay with that as well.
There's a girl, and I don't know if that's her or not. I don't know. I don't remember her name, but Andy Machete has worked with that. Who he worked with in? She was in. Oh god damn it! It's another horror film he did a few years back. God damn it! I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, she was in that, and he enjoyed working with her in that. So I think.
Jessica Chastain.
She might be coming back to play Beverly in it. I'm gonna look it up while you're talking, and
Okay.
I'll probably interrupt you.
That's okay. That's okay. So I have tried to get a little bit more into watching stuff. The last couple of weeks have been rough with me editing some things and schoolwork and just life. Life gets kind of in the way, which is ridiculous. So I finally finished season 5 of Orange is the New Black. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
I will have to agree that I was disappointed with this season.
It was not anywhere what it needed to be.
Mama, she was in Mama, and
Oh,
it's
there you
Jessica
go.
Chastain. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
It did not have the same oomph and pizzazz that the first 4 seasons had. I just felt like this one was kind of we're just gonna go hang around the prison, the inmates run the prison, whoop de doo, la di da, zip that and the other thing. Here's a couple weird things that happen. And then the end was just dumb. So yeah, not overly a fan. Go.
I'm gonna burn through my last 4 really quick because they're all rewatches, and I've talked about them before.
Okay.
So I checked out rewatched Green Inferno. Love that movie. Eli Roth. Dig that movie a lot. I watched 1988's Pumpkinhead, which I discovered that on VHS when I was a kid. And could not make it through the movie because there's this old woman in there that's just fucking terrifying. And I have not tried to watch it since I was a kid. And I saw it when I was going through Amazon Prime the other day. And I stopped and I was like, all right, I'm going to fire it off and give it a shot. And it's not great, but I watched it all the way through. And that old woman is still pretty terrifying. Rewatched Baskin, which I had not made it through the first time because that movie is just really rough to watch. The first half is better than the second half.
Is it rough to watch because it's like gross, gory rough to watch, or is it like bad story? Like trying to force myself to watch this rough to watch.
It's these cops that are on like the late shift of their patrol or whatever, and they get a call to come out to help with something going on. And that call leads them to this like building, and this building has a stairway basically to hell. So the first half of the movie is them like sitting around in this diner, and it goes kind of back and forth, and then they go out to answer this call. And the second half of the movie is their descent into hell, and then the movie becomes like Hellraiser. And it's all this weird, like, just weird foreign shit that just goes on. And it's just, like, gross to watch. And it's not, like, gory gross. It just makes you feel
like you need to take a shower. Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
So, I mean, try to get through it, man. You should give it a shot for the 31 days. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's so you can kind of back me up a little bit on this.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely takes a dark turn halfway through there and into the world of just bizarre.
Yeah,
because it's like this cult thing going on, but it goes beyond that. It's just,
and then the ending of it is just weird.
Dude, don't ruin. I will watch it. Do not ruin it.
I'm not gonna give you the ending. No, it's just.
And then they throw water on the witch, and she melts.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you discover
Wizard
they're
of
in Oz.
Baskin
It's fucking
Oz.
weird.
So is it kind of like The Void, but like better?
No,
worse?
it's weirder. I think it's weirder than the
Really?
Void. Yeah.
That's saying a lot. Okay.
It's just not like I don't know. It's
I'm
just,
intrigued.
You watch it.
I'm intrigued.
It's not even that long of a watch. It's pretty easy to like time wise to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that you get to that back half. I think the front half is way better than the back half. That back half is just.
It's kind of like two different people wrote it.
Yeah, it really
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
It really is.
One person wrote the front half, and the other person wrote the back
That's
half.
kind of the way it feels.
the,
Yeah.
the back person was like, "How can I fuck with this?" So that was that Baskin, and then the last movie I watched was there's a filmmaker in Omaha. His name is Daniel Eisky. He does something called The Dead Hour. But a few years back, he wrote a film. His title was The Wretched. It got distribution and picked up. It was at Redbox for a while, and now it's called Fields of the Dead, and that's on Amazon Prime. So I was flipping through and I saw that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull the trigger on a local filmmaker, and Michelle Schraggy's in it, who we worked with for Remission.
Oh, nice.
And this guy named Mark Booker is in it, who auditioned for Remission, and he was intimidating as shit. So we didn't cast him because he scared us. So because he's asking all these like high end professional like questions, and we were just like, we live in Nebraska, dude. Don't. This is not LA.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
So, but he's in it, and they're kind of the two. It's an ensemble film, but they're kind of the two like leads. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's very predictable, and it's very so there's like nothing really new in it. But I would check that out. I go to the Dead Hour. If you Google the Dead Hour or go to deadhour.com, his Dead Hour series is fantastic.
Okay.
So I would check that stuff out.
Nice.
And that's the last one I think on my list.
Okay. I watched yesterday a movie called The Shack. I don't know if you guys have heard of it at all. Silence. Probably not. It is a religious-based film. Sam Worthington, Raja Mitchell is in it, Octavia Spencer. I think those are the only bigger names in it. Our church is doing a Bible study on this movie, and so they had wanted to play the movie before we did the Bible study, and so I was there yesterday to run the audio visual, and was very impressed by this movie. It'll probably mean more to you if you have a little bit more of a religious background, I guess, but it still does tug at your heartstrings. So, really good movie. Last night, Emily and I started watching season 3 of Fuller House.
So disappointed in you. Sorry.
Why?
It's just, do you watch that for nostalgia reasons, or do you watch that because you're interested in Fuller House?
Yes. I watched the first season for nostalgic reasons, because it's kind of cool to see them all get back together. I never anticipated this would go 3 seasons.
Yeah.
However, it is Netflix, which means they can kind of do what they want. So I feel this is going to go like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Season 3 was a little rough.
Is it getting bad?
It's pretty bad.
Now, did the 3 males, did John Stamos and Joey and Danny all come back?
Everybody came back except for the Olsen twins.
Okay.
And they may have made the smartest decision out of all.
And they've all stayed through all 3 seasons so
They've
far?
made appearances. Like the premise of Fuller House is it removes John Stamos, Bob Saget, and Dave Coulier's character out of the limelight. So they make appearances back and forth.
Yeah,
Like they'll
yeah.
jump in and make little cameo appearances. I shouldn't
Okay.
say cameo. But it's more based now on Candace Cameron Bure, Jodie Sweetin, and Kimmy Gibbler, Andrea Barber's character.
Okay.
So it's a similar, just different, and these girls are now raising DJ's kids who are 3 boys instead of 3 girls. So it's just kind of a big flip-de-doo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting a little rough.
I mean, I can't say much because I will be watching the new season of Roseanne when it comes out for pure, like, nostalgic reasons. But I can't imagine they're going to make more than one comeback
There's a
season.
new
Don't-
season of Roseanne.
Yeah, so Roseanne's coming back. It's going to be, it's shot for Netflix, just
Okay.
like Fuller House.
There's going to be multiple seasons.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that
Ro-
they're bringing back some of these shows, because like Will and Grace came back,
Mm-hmm.
and they just got greenlit for another season of that. So
Everybody's
it's
coming
interesting.
back. Everybody's coming back. They're ignoring the fact that Dan died. They're just going to completely
Spoiler alert.
if
I'm kidding.
I was like, fuck this music. This show's like 30 years old. They're ignoring the fact that Dan. They're just going to completely.
So Dan's going to be there.
Yeah. So
He's-
John Goodman will be back as Dan. Everybody's coming back. So
They
everybody.
gotta make a joke about it somehow.
Only person who's not coming back is the guy that played Mark, and he's not coming back because he's dead, in real life. So
It's hard to come back from that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of a rough
So
one.
I mean, they could puppeteer him, but whatever.
Awkward.
So, but yeah, everybody's coming back, and I'll be watching. That.
Wow, interesting.
They're banking on the built-in fan bases
Yeah.
on all of these. So
sure.
I'm assuming that they'll come out with new episodes of Family Matters at some point and
I
Family
hope
Ties.
so.
And,
Oh God, I hope so.
Ugh.
Thanks.
Family Matters would be fantastic.
that would be a good one. So Fuller House season 3 on Saturday. I was digging through my Netflix because I wanted to watch a movie, and I had the house to myself. Emily went to the football game, and I didn't get the football game. Didn't really want to watch the football game. I came across this movie that I've been wanting to see for a long time. Didn't realize it was on Netflix. Saw that it was, and I watched it. It's a movie called The Founder.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, this movie's good.
It's in my queue. Now, has Michael Keaton had such an incredible resurgence in his career?
Yeah,
He
it's
just blew
crazy.
up.
Ever
and he
since,
is taking,
ever since like Birdman, just
I went back and
Wow.
he's been in things like he's done a lot of voice acting for a couple things, but he has really blown up since Birdman came out, and this is no different.
I feel like he used to do everything that he was offered, and now he's picking and choosing what
Yeah.
he wants to do. Like he's not making
He
everything now.
He had his fun in the 80s, whatever he did in the 90s. Kind of went away for a while, and now he's back, and he's like, yeah, I kind of want to pick and choose what I want.
Yeah,
to
and
do.
he totally
he's,
can.
and he's picking really
Yeah.
good stuff.
oh yeah. So if you get a chance to watch The Founder, oh my God, do it.
I think he got nominated for that.
For The Founder,
Yeah.
he probably
Yeah,
did.
he got early talk on that before it was even released.
Yeah.
So great movie, great cast in there. It's got Nick Offerman, Laura Dern is in there, Linda Cardellini makes a small appearance. Yeah,
I'll watch it just for that.
she's blonde. Just a great cast all around. Great movie. And then last, just to have on before I go to sleep at night, How I Met Your Mother again. So
That is my okay. I talked about this with Patrick the other day. Your How I Met My Mother is very much my Californication.
okay,
Because that is the show that if there's nothing on, or if I'm flipping through and I can't find anything else on, I've probably watched Californication through 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Sure.
And if there's just something I cannot find, I'll go back and restart that show. And I'm not even like really a David Duchovny fan, but he is fucking awesome in that show, and just the writing in that show
Yeah.
is really great. If you've not seen that show, yes, it is full of nudity. It is, but I wouldn't if they did not have that in the show. I would still watch that show. It's just it's up my alley as far as like how his character and the struggles and the problems he goes through, and it's really well written.
it's one of those things that's nice to have as a fallback. Like I've got like 5 or 6 shows that I keep on constant loop. Like once I'm done with How I Met Your Mother, I'll probably jump over to Parks and Recreation, and then to The Office, and then to Friends, and then
Yeah, Friends.
Scrubs or
Friends
anything
is
like
my go to. That if
Really?
there's nothing else on, there's always Friends. Is
just
always
throw that on.
somewhere.
And I'll do it when I go to bed, because you can't watch a lot of stuff when it's like 10, 11, 12 o'clock unless you're Josh, who stays up all hours
Not
of the night
anymore.
or goes to bed early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
starting
just
this week,
something
not
that I can fall asleep to, and when I wake up and I see it's like through into the next episode, I can be like, I know what happened. I'm okay.
We should have that as a topic one of these times. Is things that we always go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I only have 2. Mine are Californication and Spartacus on Netflix.
okay.
Spartacus is a fucking great watch.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Freaks and geeks.
Oh, that'd be a good
Yeah.
one to put in the rotation.
But you have to be careful because Netflix does not have them in the correct order.
So you told me.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I kind of want to go back and rewatch that in the correct order.
Did I
now.
send you the correct order?
You did.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and find it, but I'm sure it's on. The
Yeah,
internet
because
somewhere.
because I watched it when it was originally released, and I couldn't understand why they didn't up it for another season, and it's because it was on Fox, and Fox, for some reason, loves to get rid of really good shows.
Now, if we did that as a topic, what do you go back to? Would you do TV shows and movies?
I would say TVs and movies.
Okay.
everything, yeah, because
Yeah.
there's movies that I'll throw on just because
Yeah.
I love watching them.
Yeah, there's definitely 2 or 3 that if there's nothing else on, I'll watch that, even if it's just playing in the background.
That's a good topic.
Yeah. Before we move on, you guys are talking about Amazon Prime, and I'm testing it out now.
Yeah.
So I'm on the trial thing. How do you guys access it? Through your phones, Roku. What do you use?
I've got it through my Xbox.
Okay.
I've got it on my phone, my iPad. We also have. We're gonna get an Amazon Fire TV,
Okay.
which will have access to it there too. So
I'm finding it very difficult to find things I want to watch in the UI through Roku. That I'm flipping through it, I'm going, I don't see the benefits.
right.
Yeah, I just have it as there's an app on my Blu-ray player. So when I get into it, it'll give you when you first get it, it just like it'll tell you like included in Amazon Prime or you have to pay for this.
And that's all I'm seeing right now.
Yeah. So once you kind of get through and start like there's a spot on there that it'll be like include like movies included with Amazon Prime, and you can scroll down to that, and then it'll give you like different genres, and you go through like that. Once you start watching stuff, it'll start kind of like Netflix suggesting like
Okay.
and then it'll start separating things for you.
Because right now it's like I'm flipping through and I'm not seeing anything that really excites me or anything like that. So
I ran into that same thing.
I find that curious because if they want people to sign up for it and use it, then they need to make that interface a little bit better. Because if I'm in there going, what's the big deal?
It is a little bit rough, and like
Yeah.
I said, I kind of went through that same thing when I first had it. But you can sit there like when I was watching movies at work, I would just sit there and I would just scroll and scroll and scroll, and I just wouldn't find crap. But eventually, you'll start coming across, I kind of want to see that, and as soon as you see that, add it because you don't know if you're ever going to see it again.
And you can put a queue together also.
And talking about Amazon Prime also reminded me that I did have a third. What have you been watching? And that is The Tick.
Oh yeah, and that is on Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that you been watching it?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
And
How is the news?
I enjoy it quite a bit because the original with Patrick Warburton centered. That was kind of dry. I wasn't really thrilled with that one. And it was more centered on the Tick's character. And this one's more centered on, I believe the character's name is Gary. Is that right?
I think Gary's his sidekick, isn't he?
Psychic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's more based on him and what happens to him and how the Tick influences his life. It's a really interesting take on it. And the guy who plays the Tick, and can't remember his name. He was in Shaun of the Dead. He was the uptight roommate.
Oh yeah. God damn it.
He's an English actor,
Yeah.
but he does an excellent job.
It's not
playing
Nick
the Tick.
Frost, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Uptight roommate.
The uptight roommate was the tall guy who dies in the shower or whatever.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I've seen it. I don't remember that part though.
Yeah, I can't remember the actor, but I would suggest that because it's actually pretty good and pretty funny. And the guy who plays the ultimate evil guy is oh hell. He played Freddy in one of the last ones. He was in Bad News Bears. He was in
Is that Dylan Moran, is it?
what?
Dylan Moran?
I don't know. It's a 3-name name.
Oh, okay.
I can't help you.
God, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
While everybody's
He
looking things
played
up.
Freddy. He was the short guy who played Freddy.
In what?
Freddy
In the new Nightmare movies? Or?
in one of the Nightmare movies. I can't
Oh,
remember.
Jackie Earle Haley.
Yeah,
Thank
Earle Haley?
you.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I was like,
Yeah,
Specify.
I stopped
You
listening.
know,
Freddy
Oh.
does not tell me anything.
Yeah.
No, he plays like the ultimate evil guy there, and they've got so much makeup on him. I didn't even recognize that's who it was until I
really?
looked it up on IMDb.
Poor Jack Earl Haley.
So,
And the bad rap he got for playing Freddy.
Yeah.
And
so
New Nightmare
well, let's go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
We had like 30 minutes of what we've been watching.
Sorry.
No, that's cool.
Let's real quick topic. We can blow through this really fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're about to go on this journey of 31 Days of Horror in October.
Again.
Was that a sigh? Like, oh shit, I don't want to do it.
No, it's
I
just
hate
that I'm just trying to get. I just want to get through this month.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So.
It's okay to lose. It's okay to lose.
No, I'm too competitive. I've got to be the first one to get done every time.
That means we gotta
Just-
watch like 4 or 5 movies a
just-
day
just-
to get ahead of Patrick.
Right?
Just ask my wife.
Rachel. So
Patrick made a Minuteman joke.
I just want to talk about really quick how you guys plan on consuming horror in October. How do you plan on getting through your 31 days? Do you have a plan? What do you guys, how are you guys going to jump into October?
I'm not going to do what I did last year, which was end up watching just a bunch of shit because that's all that was available on
Amen to that.
on Netflix and blah 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 blah. So between Hulu, Netflix, and now Amazon Prime, hopefully I've got enough to cover it. But my plan of attack this time is there was enough movies in 2016 that I did not see that I think I've got 31 days covered.
Okay.
Not quite, because I'm also throwing in all the Texas Chainsaw stuff that you gave me.
Yes.
So that's going to take 5 of my days or whatever that
And
is.
is there anything like in October you have to watch? Like I have to. It's Halloween season. I have to watch this movie. Nothing.
No. Nope.
Zero.
Nope.
Okay. Greg.
I am kind of going to go about it the same way as I did last year. Hopefully, like Patrick said, watching better movies because I was digging bottom of the barrel on Amazon Prime. There are a handful of movies that I absolutely have to watch in the Halloween season. Halloween is one of them. I'm going to save it for Halloween or around that day.
Yeah.
I've got there's a few that I did not get to watch. If I can find, I'm sure one of you two has The Conjurings and the.
Yeah, I got them both. Yeah.
I'd love to check those out.
You've never seen those movies?
Nope.
Oh.
Wow.
Nope.
It's gonna be rough
Why?
because I just know I know how we've talked about how you were during the Paranormal Activity movies.
Okay.
And stuff like that. And
Let's come back to
Conjuring
that.
Okay.
Are we back to it? Are we coming back to it right now? Like,
You
do you
can
want to
go.
talk about? Okay. The problem that I had with the Paranormal Activities. Okay. Side note.
We'll make it quick.
Side note. The Paranormal Activity movies. Are you talking how I was when I watched the first one, or how I was when I watched all the ones past that? All the sequels?
I would say The Conjuring is
No. Answer my question.
how you were during the first one.
Okay. I can fix that. I can answer this.
I can fix
You can
that.
fix it.
I can fix that.
I didn't hug a pillow for an hour and a half, I swear.
Yes, I'm kind of a pansy when it comes to certain horror movies. The reason I was like that was because I thought that Paranormal Activity was based on a true story.
Okay.
That was why I was kind of creeped out by it. I have now come to my senses and the realization that that is nowhere near a real story.
Yeah.
In fact, it kind of digressed into a shit show.
Okay.
Did you guys ever see the Paranormal Fifth Ghost Dimension?
No, but I know it's on Amazon Prime.
I will, however, say that 3 was very effective for me. The first
Was
one.
that the 1980s one? Where they went back to when the girls were young?
Yes.
That one was creepier probably than the second one was. First one is still probably the best. The fifth one, where you actually get to see the paranormal activity going
Right,
on.
yeah.
I wanted to sit on a piece of broken glass. Terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
They destroyed that series, and it could have been so good. But anyway,
I found the
digress.
first one boring, but
You did?
yeah.
Now, will it change your mentality to know that the Conjuring movies are based off of actual stories?
It might freak me out a little bit,
Okay.
but
I'm not trying to talk you out of these,
No,
by
no,
the
no,
way.
and-
They're
and-
really great movies. If you're going to film it, if you're gonna watch it, would you please do me a favor and Facebook Live you watching it so I can watch you on Facebook
that would
Live
be
watching it?
awesome.
Because I will laugh for a fucking hour and a half. I guarantee you, if I'm watching you watch that movie.
Fine.
I plan on
Okay.
like there's a definite
It's-
shit your pants.
It can't be any worse than what was that movie that we watched with the couple that went on their honeymoon? Honeymoon.
It's not even close.
No, I know, but there was that moment in that movie where I sent you a picture of my face of what in the fuck just happened.
No, it's not. It's an hour and a half of what just happened.
Okay, and that's fine. That makes a good horror movie though.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to sit there and be like, I am so freaking bored.
I showed The Conjuring to Elizabeth, and she got through the first 10 minutes.
Okay,
Had to shut it off.
Really?
So yeah, she couldn't do it. She's fucking terrified.
interesting.
Terrified. So yeah, I'll be really curious to hear your thoughts on those movies.
Okay, so that one's on the list. Let's see, the Annabelle is part of that series, isn't it?
Annabelle is a spinoff.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another one. The Purge series is another one that I want to
It
check
is
out.
fantastic.
Okay, that's another one that I want to check out.
Okay.
There's also a movie that just dropped, I think, pretty recently. Was a sequel to a movie that I watched last year that I can't seem to get over,
It's
and that was The Houses That October Built. And maybe this is a good time for Patrick and I to have a quick conversation. Patrick, what did you enjoy about that movie? Because I can't figure out why I like that movie so much,
The first one.
unless you've seen the second
I
one.
haven't seen the second one.
Okay.
I know that they were making one. I don't know
It's-
if
it's
it
out.
should have dropped on
Is it-
VOD. Yeah.
It's out.
Oh, it is on VOD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere.
What I liked about the first one was creepy clowns.
Okay.
There's something about clowns that I find very, very effective in horror movies.
I can buy that.
And very few times do I find it used well, and I thought they used it well in this case. And I also dig found footage movies.
Okay, that's fair.
I've seen some really horrible, horrible found footage movies, but I thought this one was pretty well done.
Okay.
I know that a lot of people thought it was boring, whatever, but for me it was effective.
And that's I need to go back and I want to rewatch it again, maybe a little bit closer, because the thing that turned me off most from it was the found footage aspect and the camera work that they did, because it was nauseating after a while, some of that stuff. But watching it almost not as a fiction movie, but more as the documentary that they're trying to make it to be, kind of gives it a little bit more of a scary level,
Right.
where this shit could actually be going on. And that is a little bit terrifying.
Yeah.
So,
I guess that was another aspect that I liked about it, was that there are places like that out there, that these haunted houses where there's no regulations
Right.
on them and stuff like that, and they do exist. You know, so it was based in reality in that sense. So
yeah, and that freaks me the fuck out. So, those two are on my list. And then another one that I haven't seen in a while is Trick or Treat.
Yeah. I don't know what platforms that's on right now.
I don't think it's on a platform.
Do you just have it?
Nope. I'm hoping somebody does that I could borrow. I think my old roommate has it.
Yeah.
So,
is that the one with the little
little
kid?
anthology.
pumpkin-headed-
Yeah, Pumpkinhead. Yeah.
So, kind of a mix of both. There's some new stuff that I want to see. There's some old stuff that I have to watch, and then there's going to be those days where you want to throw something on just to see what it's all about. And if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, then whatever. So,
Yeah,
Cool.
I think the only one that might seep in there that I've already seen is probably The Exorcist.
That's what
That's 'cause-
Rachel said.
Yeah,
So-
we both love that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I was going to do a week of, I was going to do subgenres, and I was going to do a week straight of subgenres. So I was going to do I'm going to do a week of slashers and a week of creature features, and I'm going to do a week of favorites that I've already seen. Now I don't think I'm going to, go ahead, Greg.
no, it's 3.
Oh, now I don't know if I'm going to do it that way now, because I want to watch a lot of stuff that I haven't seen before. I'm going to struggle watching a lot of stuff I haven't seen before, because a lot of the stuff I have not seen I've avoided because they look like pure garbage.
Right.
I know there's a handful of new movies I've never seen that'll be dropping VOD in October. I know Cult of Chucky is going to drop. That'll drop October 3rd on Netflix. There's a movie called Raw that's going to drop on Netflix October 4th. Leatherface is coming out in October. Saw's coming out in October. So October will be a great month for new stuff to be dropping that I have no excuse not to go watch. So I plan on seeing those at least. I did get to see the first 20 minutes of Leatherface the other day. Somebody dropped it on Netflix, and you could just click the link and watch the whole movie. But I was watching it on my phone, and it was driving me crazy, so I stopped watching it. So yeah, I'm going to try to do a good mix of movies that I've never seen before, but try to be kind of picky on it. And there's just movies I have to watch during October, and then I have my 31st day picked. So
Halloween.
No.
Really?
No, I'm going to be watching Tusk on October 31st. That'll be my 31.
Okay. Should watch 31 on 31st.
No, it'll be my 31 will be Tusk. So
That's fair.
I love it.
It's also kind of based on what they play on AMC because
I don't have cable,
Yeah.
so
they do their Fear Fest.
yeah.
On like the last 2 weeks of Halloween, so it kind of depends on what pops up on there, but usually it's the same stuff over and over and over again.
And it's painful to watch those because you have like 3 minutes of movie, 7 minutes of
commercials
yeah.
and the movie's like, no pun intended, hacked and slashed to pieces, and you don't get to see any of the good stuff. So it's like, that's a winner.
Yeah, but that's I guess that's how we plan on consuming our we're in October.
And we can only assume that Tom will watch probably 5 or 6 movies.
Yeah.
Do we want to make bets?
Oh, we should probably do that. Just kind of do a whoever's closest to how many movies he watches.
All right, Tom, don't listen to this. Stop listening right now.
Yeah, Tom, if you're listening, shut it off because...
or we could do it off the mic.
We'll do it off mic.
Yeah, we'll do it off mic. Maybe
I don't want to give him any fire.
Yeah.
I like Patrick the best. I'm going to watch his amount of movies.
Yeah. So if we've wrapped that up,
We love you, Tom.
Greg, do you want to bring us in on our movie watch of the week?
If you're looking... Oh, movie of the week, sorry.
Jesus.
Wow.
I was tabbed to pick our movie of the week.
You're not doing it in the right voice, Greg. Start over.
My throat has been bugging me, so Don LaFontaine, I think, is going to take an evening off.
Is that because of good dick? All right. Go ahead. Bring us in, Greg.
You're a good dick.
I know. I've heard.
We watched the movie that dropped on Netflix called Little Evil, starring Adam Scott, Evangeline Lilly, and the kid whose name I don't quite know. Patrick, why don't you give us a synopsis
I will give us a synopsis.
in a Don LaFontaine voice?
No, I can't do that.
All right.
I can't do the low voice thing. It's really weird. Gary, who has just married Samantha, the woman of his dreams, discovers that her 6-year-old son may be the Antichrist.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. It has received 5.7 on IMDb. That's out of 10. And then over on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a score of 83% from the critics on the tomato meter, but the audience score is a lowly 43%.
That's low.
I
And
feel that's very low for this movie.
I'm still picking winners, apparently.
Well, I mean, critics like it, and I
Yeah.
guess does that mean we're critics at this point?
I don't trust critics.
We review movies.
That's a low score. That's a low audience score, I think.
Yeah. Is it? Do you think it's because not a lot of people have watched it?
Well, I don't know. It's 560 ratings,
Yeah,
and
that's
to me that's not a lot.
Yeah, considering the medium that it's on, that's
Right.
kind of low.
Netflix reaches a lot of people, and it was highlighted as one of their new
Features,
films.
yeah.
Is that a Netflix original?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
So I guess I'll just jump in here.
Yeah, go, Greg.
I
Why
actually-
did you pick it?
because it was the only one I could think of off the top of my head without looking at other movies.
Good call. All right.
I enjoy Adam Scott.
Okay.
I think he's a good actor, and kind of segueing from that, or Greg-weighing, if you will. He plays the nice guy really well. Just in some of his work, especially in like Parks and Recreation, and the Krampus movie that he was in
Yeah.
last year. Sorry, side note, writing that one down.
Krampus.
Yep, that's on the list. I think he plays a nice guy really well, and he's no different in this movie. He's the stepdad to Evangeline Lilly's character, and he's stepping in as this dad to the kid Lucas, who is, I think, pretty creepy.
They took a complete page out of the Omen.
Oh yeah,
so.
I've got this all written down. Yeah.
That's kind of what I was leaning towards too. Was this is basically like the comedic Omen,
Yeah.
essentially, or the sequel, the comedic sequel to Rosemary's Baby.
I think it's closer to the
It's
satire
definitely
of
it's
Omen.
the Omen. It's the kid is directly from the Omen.
Fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
and also he's challenged to kill his own kid. Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. So yeah.
I was fairly impressed by the movie. It didn't really capture my attention fully. I feel like there was a lot less horror than there was comedy, which I was kind of bummed about. I was looking for a little bit more of a horror aspect to it with more comedic riffs in there. But I guess given the casting of Adam Scott, and I don't know who played his buddy, the he, she, whatever his name
Al?
was. Al.
Al was freaking funny.
Yeah,
She was probably one of the better parts to this.
all the best lines.
I've never seen her in anything else, and oh my god, she had the best lines and delivery was spot on.
right out
Right.
like
Just
right out of the gate.
amazing.
Her stuff in the office when she comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
She
that,
was-
that uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
just
Right.
Awesome.
She was probably one of the better parts of this movie. And just knowing, like Josh and I talked about this beforehand, who the director was and the stuff that he's
Yeah.
done before this. He's done Dale and Tucker versus Evil,
Which
which
great
is
movie.
it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
he did Zombieland also.
He did do Zombieland.
Yeah.
You're correct. I feel like this is not one of his better ones, but it was decent. So, somebody else go.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely put it's definitely on the bottom rung of Tucker and Dale and Zombieland. It's definitely like third in line. Super spoofy movie.
Is that a cross between spooky and goofy?
No, it's just spoofy.
Okay.
I agree with Greg. I didn't really see the horror in this movie other than the fact that it ripped from quite a few movies. It ripped from, we already talked about The Omen, the Poltergeist with the TV.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yep.
The Shining with the twins.
Yep.
And it even ripped a page from Step Brothers with there's a building in the background when they're going to talk to.
Okay, we all paused
right.
because there's this weird knocking
Yeah.
noise in the house.
We're being haunted right
And
now.
it's just the washing machine off balance.
So when Adam Scott and Al go to visit it ends up being the little person. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's okay.
Gozer,
There's
whatever
a
his name is.
Building. There's a building in the background that's labeled the Galco building. Galco is from Step Brothers. When they're talking about the wolf lamp, he's like, "This one's Galco," and so I even took a page out of Step Brothers a little bit. So do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I've seen Step Brothers. I don't remember the wolf lamp.
They're talking about a lamp, and it's got two like wolves on it.
Okay.
Statues of like wolves. It's like a mother and like a pup, and he's like the pup's name is Galco or something like that. And so I saw that, and I actually laughed. Like I was laughing out loud because I saw that, and I was like, "This is a straight page from
All right.
Step Brothers." And that might be a little bit of a stretch, but I'm putting it in there anyway. Right out of the gate, I liked the book ending a little bit too, because at the beginning of the movie, there you see him being buried, and you don't know it's him. I didn't even until we got back to that part. I didn't even know it was him in the coffin. So I like how they brought that back around, and then it was like a whole another movie after he's dug up.
It was about that point that it really started to kind of capture my interest. You know, everything was just kind of like, oh, haha, oh, kind of scary, oh, ha, kind of scary.
Yeah.
And then it gets to that right after the burial scene there where it's like, okay, now I'm starting to get into this.
Yeah, so like it was like a whole different movie after he's dug up, because that's where they start to develop the father-son relationship is like right there. I liked, although it was a very small part of the movie, I liked. God damn it, what's her name? She plays the lady that is the person that comes from to visit their house to make sure everything is safe.
The Child Protective Services.
Yeah.
Wendy, wasn't it?
I can't think or her
I don't know the actress's name.
And so she's like super well known. Oh, Sally Field. Sally Field plays.
Oh yeah.
Even though it was a really small bit in there, I really dug her. The guy that plays that ends up being the guy that kidnaps his son back and tries to do the devil worshiping thing. He's from like Pet Sematary 2.
Mm-hmm.
He plays all these really weird characters, but I always like whenever he pops in something, I always enjoy like watching his stuff because he's such a weird dude and he's got a weird look. I liked the movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. I don't really like comedy horror.
Mm-hmm.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil was like probably like the top of my list when it comes to that stuff, but I really love Zombieland also. I liked this one a lot more than I thought I was going to. You said comedy horror, and I was like, pick something else, please. But I although I watched it last minute, I really dug the movie.
What I liked about it is the ability to spoof the horror genre without it just being a bunch of dick and fart jokes like the Wayans have done with all of their
the scary movie garbage.
25, whatever. That those I don't even chuckle at those. Those are just and this one I really enjoyed the humor in it. Really enjoyed the fact that Evangeline Lilly was in it. I loved her in Lost.
Okay, that's what Elizabeth said she was from, which I've never seen.
She was amazing in that, and she also played an elf in the Hobbit series. She was the love interest for the dwarf.
Yeah.
So, and then Adam Scott, I just think is incredibly talented actor.
Absolutely, yeah.
It'd be interesting to see him do, and he probably has, and I just probably haven't seen it, but a drama. I'd like to see.
Yeah, he'd be stretching.
Because to me, comedy's hard.
There is a movie, and I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's got him, Taylor Schilling, and I can't remember who the other two are. They're a couple who meets this new couple, and they end up spending the night together, and it's kind of a comedy drama.
Okay.
It's pretty decent.
All right.
It's weird. I'll have to look it up.
But overall, I enjoyed it. I think I saw it and recommended it to you guys a while ago.
You did.
Yeah,
that I said that it dropped on Netflix and that I had the chance to watch it. And I'm never really disappointed with Adam Scott. So.
Yeah, you have to know with when you saw Adam Scott's name on there that the comedy in this was going to be super dark anyway. Because like if you watch him in like even Step Brothers, which is like my reference because I don't know really a lot of Adam Scott stuff, but like his comedy in that was all really dark and like just kind of like I don't know another word other than just it's just super like dark humor.
Yeah, kind of because it was a dysfunctional family type thing. Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else?
No.
Out of
would you
10?
Out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's fair.
6.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you recommend it to someone?
I would say at least watch it one time.
One time. Yeah,
Okay.
one time watch.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
All right. And I think we're tasking Greg for the next one too, right?
We are. I was actually just kind of poking through
All
Netflix
right.
to see
We'll
what I
talk
could
about
find.
that one off air then, too.
I hate that they don't do the star ratings anymore.
On
Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it much
just
more
liked
difficult.
it or
That
not
makes
liked
you, it forces you to make a judgment call, Greg.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this one right now
Open
called Abattoir. The cover looks pretty cool,
Okay.
but
do it, man.
I've been burned by judging a book and its cover and
I'm going to take the next pick because I'm going to force you all to watch a movie that I've talked about a million times. So after this pick, I'm going to take the next one.
Well, do you want this one?
No.
Okay.
You got 2 weeks in a row. So I have the next one. After that, I have the next one picked.
Let me do a little bit more research.
I'd say
and see
do
what I
some
can find.
research on that because it may be a stinker.
It probably is, knowing my track record.
Stinkers are fun.
We seem to pick a lot of stinkers, though.
Well, I have one that is guaranteed not a stinker. So,
Are we gonna watch Last Shift again? Because that would be
No,
awesome.
I will tell you
I
right
love
now.
that movie. That's a
My
good
pick
movie.
is going to be Train to Busan.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So
Make it a part of your 31 days. It's
All right.
so good. And I think that was 2016 also.
yeah.
So make it a part of your 2016 because
yeah,
it was.
it is on my list for 2016.
Okay,
So there you go.
Okay.
Plugs.
Plugs. We've got Prairie Lights Film Festival, October 20th through the 22nd.
Yeah.
Grand Island, Nebraska, at the Grand Theater. Midnight Fright Films has a short film, Ghost Hunter, playing there, and Crooked Codpiece Company has got the contest
in
showing
association
there.
with Dream Awake.
In association with Dream Awake. And that's all, whether or not I live through this upcoming week. So
Yeah.
Don't die, Patrick.
I
don't.
won't die. I'll just
Channel your inner Betty White.
I'll just have a stroke or something.
No strokes.
So there's that, and also Tom's not here, but he has a show opening next weekend called The Odd Couple at the Haymarket Theater. So if you're Lincoln bound folks or in the area of Lincoln, go see that show.
Yeah.
Down at the Haymarket.
We're going for sure.
That's
Excellent.
it.
Check us out on. Sorry, Greg, I stole your spot. You want to go?
If you're looking for some high quality movie reviews, jump on over to gregthemovieguy.blogspot.com. Hey, Don LaFontaine was in there. How about
There
that?
it is.
I try to post as many movie reviews as I can. I just recently posted just one. I posted the review on The Founder. If you're looking to check this movie out before watching it, which do whatever you want. If you want to watch it, it's a great movie. Check out the review, see what I had to think or see what I had to say about it. Drop a comment or two. Just don't be nasty. That's all I ask. So again, that is gregthemovieguy.blogspot.com.
Otherwise, check us out at midnightfrightfilms.com. Check us out on Facebook at Midnight Fright Films, the Midnight Frightcast. You can find our stuff on the YouTube, and you can find us on Instagram as well, kind of, sort of. We're there. We exist on multiple platforms. Yeah. So, anything else, guys?
Negative.
I think that's it.
Okay. For the Midnight Frightcast, I'm Josh, it's Greg, and Patrick.